Sanjeev Aga, Telecom analyst expert, joins us live now to talk about the new FDI policy and how that will change life for the Indian telecom industry. Mr. Aga, good morning. Thank you for joining us. FDI in the telecom sector could soon go from 74 to 100%. Do you think this is just a number and it will do precious little for the Indian telecom sector?
I would not discount it to zero, but it is not going to do a precious whole lot either. Frankly, 74% had no logic. If you will allow a foreign telco to own 74%, there is no precious reason why they shouldn't go all the way to 100%. So it does remove one unnecessary irritant, and from that point of view, it is a good policy move. But I don't think it's going to make a dramatic difference near term.
Mr. Aga, the minister that is has sounded pretty optimistic of getting 10 to 15 billion dollars of FDI in the near future. But looking at the current metrics of the industry, falling returns and huge payouts, waiting, do you think foreign partners would be interested at all?
It's difficult to give one answer. Let me segment your question into three different parts. Let us look at a foreign telco wanting to enter India with a greenfield operation. Now, something similar to what Telenor tried in 2008 or MTS tried in 2008. In my assessment, even the attempt in 2008 was misplaced. It is similar to an Indian telco wanting to enter USA as a greenfield operator. It's very hard to break into mature markets with very strong players. So I think even in 2008 it was over optimistic. It was a outcome of a bubble-like condition, and whatever the conditions, I don't think in 2013 or 2014 this sector in India, which is overcrowded with strong players, is going to attract brand new greenfield foreign operators. So that anyway is out of the way. Now let's look at FDI coming in to buy out an existing Indian operation. Now, unfortunately, there are two deterrents at the moment. One is the operations which are up for sale have a very dodgy business case, have a very poor business case. And the policy environment, as you all know, for the last few years has been tough, has been frightening. And so it's hard to find, unless someone is very courageous or very desperate, someone wanting to enter right now. But then there is a third category of, operators who are already into India, foreign operators, and have been compelled to have a minority Indian partner, which is just complicating their way of doing business. And for them, certainly this will make things a little easier, maybe not right now, but down the line.
Do you think this will also make life slightly easy for foreign players who want to exit India completely?
Foreign players wanting to exit India? No, I don't think so, Nikunj, because realistically, I don't think there is anyone, any foreign operator with an appetite to take 100% control of an Indian operation. So I think that's a problem.
What is your take on the telecom sector per se? It's too early to comment where pricing power is moving, but one is getting a sense that the pricing surely has bottomed out, at least in the near term.
Well, I'm not in touch. I only read what you people broadcast or what the papers say. But I think I'm not surprised that's happening, because there was over competition, there was over capacity, and prices were at a level where the majority of operations, except the very strong, were losing money every day. Now, after a point, you get in fresh equity, you roll over your loans, but it becomes harder and harder. And that point has been reached now. So I think it is inevitable that certain amount of fatigue is setting in among the weaker players. And an indirect outcome of that will be a little bit of improvement of rates.
Mr. Aga, coming to the general environment for the telecom sector right now, do you think things are improving on ground, or there is still a lot of, stickiness by way of regulatory mood?
It's hard to explain to a general audience which is not very familiar with the intricacies of telecom. But my overall assessment is that the authorities over the last several years have taken very untenable and very strong positions, and I don't know why. And now, if you go through with those positions, the country will suffer. Very much like the retrospective tax, this thing. And if you want to retreat from those positions, then you lose face. So there is a bit of an impasse right now. And either this could be cleared off with the courts intervening, because a lot of the policy initiatives of the government, in my opinion, have been untenable. Or maybe we just have to wait for some time for, someone to look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. At the moment, it looks at a bit of a impasse.
Once the regulatory challenges are behind us, once markets or, companies have a handle on how the 3G roaming pact will move, what will happen to auction prices, give me 3 names which to your mind will emerge as eventual winners.
Those 3 names to the knowledgeable or to those who follow the sector a little more closely have been known for the last, I think, at least 4 or 5 years. It is very inappropriate for me to spell them out, but sometime if you shut down the mic, I'll tell you.
We are dealing with retail audience here in your earlier question. So why don't you make life easy for our retail audience? Or instead of 3, give us 4 players.
No, it's wrong for me to do so, and I will refrain. But but you are broadly you're right, because no market, no competitive market eventually sustains, whether you see your own industry or any other industry, whether you see motorcycles or anything. There are markets throw up maybe 3, maybe 4 survivors, and that is the way of markets. That's the way markets move from efficiency to even higher efficiency. It's a good process. That's the essence of market capitalism, as opposed to crony capitalism. So while I wouldn't like to name the companies, but you can see, you can have a look at where consumer preferences are going and form your own opinions.
Right, Mr. Aga, really appreciate your time and thank you for your wonderful take.